special session meeting. This meeting is called to order. Natasha, because we have a number of members participating by telephonically, would you call the roll?
Yes, Chairman. Supervisor Kavanaugh.
Here.
Supervisor McClure.
Here.
Supervisor Surtee.
Here.
Vice Chairman Goodman.
Here.
Chairman Miller.
Here. Okay, thank you. We have one item, a purchasing division report for December 29th. Tara Peterson. If you would present.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the board. I am Tiara Peterson, Purchasing Manager for Pinal County, and this is your purchasing report for December 29th, 2021. The board is requested to approve the following cooperative purchase. Requisition 163395 in the amount of $299,050.73 with Exhibit 1 Corporation for audiovisual equipment for the County Attorney Building, and this will be used by the Facilities Department. And that concludes your Purchasing Division report for December 29th, 2021.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Supervisor Kavanaugh.
Mr. Volkmer. Thank you, Mr. Volkmer. For the benefit of the public, you and I had a conversation about this purchase order, and for the public's interest, would you explain what it is and why you need it?
Absolutely. When we have the new building that's going online January 6th, part of the going online and using the building, there's all the associated audiovisual equipment. What ends up happening is it falls upon the individual department, in this case my office, to after being given the contractor, to meet with the contractor, to have them come in and essentially give us the bill. They did that in this case, and they gave it to us about a month ago. The initial bill was about $470,000. That number shocked me, quite frankly. So we sat down and looked at my team internally and said, hey, what do we really need? We realized that we didn't know what we really needed. So we actually sat down with the IT department. Steve Frazier and his team sat down and said, yeah, you really don't need this. You can get along without this. For example, they wanted those very fancy conference, like six-way callers that cost several $1,000s in every single conference room, even though they're portable. So we said, we need one. We have computers, we have everything else. So IT worked with us. Once we got it to this $299, the process was then I had to meet with county management, specifically Leo Liu and Angie Woods, and kind of go through, explain it, and then they sort of say, okay, this seems to make sense. And then it had to go through procurement, and then it had to come to you. And originally this was just going to be on a regular agenda item in the next week or two, but the company actually called and said, January 1st, all prices, including labor, are increasing by 10% unless you have the purchase order in before the beginning of the year. So the reason for this special session, quite frankly, is it saves the county $30,000. So I want to thank the supervisors for being willing to come in. I know this was not regularly scheduled, but it really does save the taxpayers a completely unnecessary $30,000. This amount was, I mean, it is what it is. I actually spoke with Supervisor McClure about it as well, where he just said, boy, that's a lot of money. And I said, it is. I have no doubt that it is. We did everything we could to trim it back. And we've had multiple departments look at it. So I am asking that the board approve this amount. And this is for the entire new 5-story, I forget how many 1,000-square-foot building. 'Cause essentially all of the equipment has to be new. They're not transporting anything because all the buildings that we're leaving still need to be functional.
And the only other question I had, I just perused through the list, and it's 7-inch room scheduling touchscreen. I see one listed for $3,570, but yet there's another one, I think it's $1,500. Do you know if that's 30? Is that an error, or is that some of them just cost more than others?
So in our building on the 5th floor on the far west side, we have the largest conference room actually in the county that was built. It's about, I think, it can hold 120 people by fire marshal standards. I believe what you're talking about is there's a central bigger brain that controls all three because it's also has the ability to be subdivided into 3 different rooms. So I think the individual rooms have the smaller one. My understanding and my belief is the one you're referring to is the bigger one that can control all 3. And the idea behind that room is I know the courthouse has asked if they can use it, and other entities have said, hey, is this something that the public can use? Because frankly, Pinal County doesn't have anything that large. And the way that our building was set up is in theory, yeah, there could be other entities that could come in and use that building. But in order to use it in that broad scope, we needed a kind of central processing unit, and I think that's what you're referring to.
Very good.
You good?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone participating telephonically have any questions? Okay, hearing none?
Chairman?
Yes.
Before we go into the vote, just for the record, if I can state that we do have Deputy County Manager on the line, Himanshu Patel.
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah. I guess we didn't include him in the roll call. All right, board's pleasure on this?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the purchasing division report as presented for December 29th, 2021.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, and we will do this by roll call with the number of participants but telephonically. So, Ms. Kennedy, could you call the roll?
Yes, Chairman. Supervisor Kavanaugh?
Aye.
Supervisor McClure?
Aye.
Supervisor Surtee?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Goodman?
Aye.
Chairman Miller?
Aye. Thank you. Unanimous? This meeting's adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Happy New Year.